Hi there, a warm welcome to you. Can you hear me, viewers? Thank you for responding with yes. Uh, Let me welcome the participants first. Then I have some revelations for you. You know that this morning I hosted a live chat. In that live chat, a viewer asked a question about the timing of the dawn strike. He said, Sajid, why was the dawn strike conducted at night? I said that Ethiopian drones can operate at day or night, no problem. But that was a very important question, by the way. So I kept on thinking about it. And then I got in touch with some people. I think I have found the answer. Why was the strike conducted at night? I mean, it could have been conducted in the day when Tigray military was entering afar, when Tigray military was attacking TPF. So I have now, I think, confirmed the circumstances surrounding the drone strike. What was targeted? Why was it targeted? Why was it targeted at night? So I'll explain that in this live chat. By the way, I was due to speak about deployment of Tigray military to a strategic area. But I am postponing that topic because that we can share tomorrow. Or in coming hours, I can do a video on that. Tigray military is being deployed to a very strategic place. Hopefully, I'll disclose that tomorrow or after a few hours. But I think we should first be clear about the drone strike. What happened there actually? What was targeted? After several hours of work, or talking to some people, I think I have now received verified information for you. I don't think anyone has reported about it. It's exclusive information which I'll share with you. Let me welcome the participants first. Escol, Cassette Solomon, Natti, Nattihali, MBA, Elijah Kano, Abinath, MMT. MMT said, did you read Tigray statement? Yes, I read statements of Tigray Communication Affairs Bureau and TPLF also issued a statement. I read that too. You're underestimating me, by the way. How can I speak about these issues if I don't know what TPLF is saying, what Tigray government is saying? The Fox here, Kasich, the Lahun here, Jeet Microwave, Tamine Edogna, Kadirab here, Mahalat Solomon, Aman Washe, first member who joined tonight's live chat. Special welcome to you, Aman. Good to see a member. Membership link is given in description section of the live chat. Abel Negash, Pokebeth here, Tadele Bento, Engesong photo, join after some time. Mubarak PP here. Biaklejit Barik, Med Abdo Ali, Okay, Girja says, are you from Eritrea? No, I'm not from Eritrea. Isaac here. Mikhail, Robert Hele, Gisi, Mudug, Gabrimadin join. Gabrimadin is from Tigray. Hailu Erefane join. Welcome, Hailu. John Germa here. Gargo, Isaias, Tedla, Hagos. So welcome to all of you. Merid joined too. Merid is from Addis Ababa. University Abreha joined. Second member who made it to the live chat is University Abreha. Says it's very unfortunate for Abi to restart war in Tigray. Lilu here, welcome Lilu. Muhammad Noora joined. Welcome Muhammad Noora. Birhan Kasate here. Abdi Hakim. Kaizo joined. Nigus Solman. Filtik joined. Filtik, I'm seeing this member for the first time in live chat. Welcome to you, Filtik. When did you choose to be a member? AGW, fourth member who joined tonight is AGW. Dark Star here. Welcome, Dark Star. Negus Solman. I think all the questions in your mind about this Don't Strike will be answered after this live chat. Whatever confusion you have, there is confusion, by the way. Kaizo says it's too expensive to be a member. Well, there are 3 tiers to be a member, and I think the lowest tier is $1 per month, maybe. There cannot be any lowest tier because of the restrictions by YouTube. CF joined too. Alhamdu Umar here. Yeah, Filtik says he never missed my videos, but it's first time in the live chat. Good to hear that. Kaizo says it's too much. Okay, no problem. If it's too much, don't be a member. If you don't have $1, don't be a member. Don't spend it on membership. Those who have money, they can be members. They appreciate my work. So I am thankful to them. But those who have money and they cannot be a member, no problem, because whatever I'm sharing on my views and news, it's for everyone. It's for subscribers, it's for non-subscribers, it's for members, it's for non-members. Members are special for me because they acknowledge my work. That is why they are special for me. Mehrit says, who will win this war? No one wins a war, by the way. Everyone loses in a war. Anthony joined. The Fox says we have to use VPN to be a member. Wadi Edi says कि आप उर्दू नहीं बोलते. I do. मैं उर्दू बोलता हूँ, but उनके साथ जो उर्दू बोलते हैं. Don't use VPN to be a member in Ethiopia, because if you use VPN to be a member, you will enter your credit card details, which could be leaked. Don't be a member using a VPN. That could not be good for your own financial security. Now, Uh, just listen to me for a few minutes. I want to share some bitter facts with you. Balanced, neutral facts with you. Bitter could be for both parties. Just listen to me for just a few minutes. I have this preamble, you can say, for you. And then I'll break the news about the actual target of the Dawn strike. Why did it happen at midnight, around midnight? It could have been conducted during the daytime. And what happened there at the place where this strike was conducted? Firstly, the entry, let me speak for a few minutes. I want to make myself clear. Firstly, we cannot deny that the entry of Tigray forces in Afar is defensive. It's not that TDF entered Afar to march towards Djibouti, Ethiopia road. No. If someone says that TDF entered Afar to march toward Ethiopia Djibouti road, that's wrong. That's a lie, I would say. Federal government is backing TPF against TPLF. TPF people, TPF fighters have been carrying out attacks. Thank you for becoming a member, Gada. TPF people, TPF fighters have been carrying out attacks on southern Tigray. They disrupted a visit of Tadesse Varede, the president of Tigray, in Churchill. Welcome, Jeannie, for joining. Jeannie is also a member. So TPLF had to enter Afar. This is the right perspective. Whether you call it a violation of Pretoria or not, but this is what the real picture is. Federal government is also violating Pretoria. It is backing the formation of TPF. TPLF is also violating Pretoria. It is not disbanding military. And secondly, TPF has emerged. TPF has emerged because TPLF is not allowing any political dissent in Tigray. Getacheau's party, Sembrath party, was not allowed to hold a party congress in Tigray. So TPLF has blocked peaceful political struggle in Tigray. Whenever you block the path of peaceful political struggle, whenever you try to silence political opposition, armed groups emerge. This is what is happening in Ethiopia. This is what is happening in Tigray. Kokebit became a member. Welcome, Kokebit. So, TPLF denied space to political opposition of Getacheau. That is why TPF was formed. So, TPLF is to blame for the emergence of TPF, and federal government is to blame for the organization, for the arming and establishment of this anti-TPLF force in the Afar region. This is the real perspective. Both parties have launched propaganda. Federal government says TPLF has fired the first shot. Federal government backed people. They say that TPLF is committing a violation of Pretoria. It entered Afar. That is why the strike was conducted. The strike, don't strike, on Tigray fighters were conducted to support TPF. Did TPLF kill any ENDF soldier in Afar? No. Did Tigray fighters kill any Afar civilian in Afar in Meghalaya? No. Did Afar government claim that casualties happened in Afar? No. So Tigray military's attack was on TPF. It was not on ENDF. It was not on Afar forces. It was not on Afar people. That is what the reality is. Since federal government is backing TPF, that is why it intervened. It then carried out the strike. So, what do you think of this perspective? Am I right or not? Billy says you have to open a CBE account. For what? Make a correction if I'm wrong. Mubari says you're wrong. Make a correction. Where did I make a mistake? I mean, we should be clear. Propagandas are being launched. Multi-layered propaganda is being launched. Whether you support TPLF or you support PP, at least it should be clear about the overall perspective. Brian Ipsa joined. Brian is also a member. Welcome, Brian. Now, moving on to the most important part of live chat. Why did Ethiopian Air Force conduct this dawn strike at night? I mean, the strike should have been conducted when Tigray military was entering a far region. The strike should have been conducted when Tigray military took control of 6 villages. When TPF fighters ran, they fled actually the camps which they were in control of. When all that was happening in the day, I'm talking about Thursday, when all that was happening, ENDF did not conduct any drone strike. Why did it wait for the night, midnight, to conduct the drone strike? By night time, Tigray military had taken control of 6 villages. It was 15 kilometers deep into Afar. TPF fighters were on the run. Why did ENDF take so long to conduct the first strike? I mean, ENDF was aware of the movement of Tigray military into Afar. Michael says they were indecisive. No, they were not. They were not indecisive. The Fox says, how big is TPF size? I don't know, but TPF is part of, it's backed by federal government. It can be bigger. Federal government can make ENDF part of TPF. Abel Negash says they might be waiting for the commanders to show up in Afar. Escol says just to send a message without escalation. Okay, now let me explain. Let me share with you what no one has shared so far. I managed to uh, get this information because luckily I talked to everyone, people from government, people from opposition, sources from both sides I have. So I can compare, and people I think are more comfortable sharing intelligence with me. Now, what happened is that when Tigray military entered the Afar region on Thursday, it stormed those bases or military camps which were being used by TPF. It shelled the areas. A far population fled to. TPF people also fled. Tigray military took control of the camps of TPF. The camps of the TPF had huge quantity of weapons. Ethiopian National Defense Force weapons. You know that ENDF has been arming TPF. And one of the reasons behind this operation launched by Tigray military is that Tigray military was not happy with the TPF's attack where they visited southern Tigray. Secondly, Tigray military had received information that TPF people were piling up weapons close to Tigray border. That is why this intelligence-based attack was carried out on TPF basis. Attack carried out, TPF retreated. At night, around midnight, Tigray military was preparing to pack up the weapon shipments and take the weapon shipments back to Tigray. ENDF's weapons. The weapon shipments which were being taken, which had been seized by Tigray military, were ENDF's weapons. Those ENDF's weapon shipments were being loaded into trucks at night when Tigray military was planning to take back these weapons into Tigray. Ethiopian Air Force conducted the strike. Basically, Ethiopian National Defense Force stopped Tigray military from transporting ENDF's weapons seized by Tigray military from TPF's camps in the Afar region. Weapon shipments were destroyed. The vehicles, which were Tigray military vehicles, and some were TPF vehicles too, they were destroyed as well. Tigray fighters who had been deputed to take back these weapons from Afar to Tigray, they were also killed. So this is what happened in Tonsa Kabale, a far region of Ethiopia. Now I think answer is clear. Why did ENDF carry out this attack at night? Because ENDF did not want its weapons to be taken to Tigray from the Afar region. When ENDF knew that TPF had withdrawn and TPF had retreated, and TPF were not in a position to fight Tigray military, then ENDF intervened. But even then, ENDF intervened in a controlled manner. It did not carry out any attack on Tigray military soldiers. You know that Tigray military has largely withdrawn from the Afar region. Was anyone killed during the retreat? Did ENDF conduct any drone strike while Tigray military was withdrawing from Afar? No. Not a single strike was conducted on retreating Tigray military soldiers. The strike was only conducted on ENDF's weapon shipments, which had been captured by Tigray military in Tonsa cabinet. This is what I have confirmed, and it answered the question why the strike was conducted at night and why is that ENDF did not intervene in the day, because ENDF did not want to escalate the matter to a higher level. It only stopped the transport of its weapons from Afar to Tigray. No, no, they were not heavy weapons. Dark Star, they were not heavy weapons. They were weapon shipments provided to TPF. You cannot technically call them heavy weapons, but there were large quantities of those weapons which were being piled up by TPF in Afar near Tigray border to carry out attacks in Tigray. Muhammad Rees says your analysis is interesting. Well, this information is not based on intelligence, it's not based on analysis. This is what happened there, and this is what I have learned from there. Now, ENDF will never admit that its weapon shipments had been captured by Tigray fighters. Because if ENDF admits that, it will be an embarrassment for ENDF that ENDF could not protect its people, TPF people. Tigray military won't acknowledge it as well because Tigray military was in Afar. So Tigray military won't share the circumstances around the drone strike. That is why TPLF issued a statement today, but the statement is ambiguous. It does not explain where the strike happened. It does not explain what the target was. Why? Because neither TPLF nor federal government is in a position to disclose the actual circumstances surrounding the drone strike. But this is what happened, which I shared with you. Well, Goracha, I think it makes sense. ENDF did not want to attack Tigray military. Had it attacked Tigray military, it would have started full-scale war. How many people being killed during this dawn strike? Well, I think only a few have been killed. Only a few, because the vehicles were hit mainly where weapons were being loaded or had been loaded. I think a few have been killed. The number is not in dozens, no. 3H Re says your source is not telling you that a far forces kicked them out. I don't know where a far forces kicked them out. Now you're seeing, by the way, multi-layered propaganda of lies by all the parties to the conflict. Tigray, People Liberation Front, Afar groups, federal government, all are launching propaganda. So it's difficult to know the truth. What I do is that I try my best to get to the truth and share it with you. It's difficult, by the way. It's very difficult because propagandas are being launched, and some people who support the groups, they love listening to and believing that propaganda. But we should try to find out the truth. Uh, why did TPLF issue a brief, ambiguous statement about don't strike? It should have shared details. What happened there? How much the loss suffered by Tigray military, and where did the strike happen? No details. Why is federal government silent? Federal government has lost its activists, its YouTubers, and it's trying to confuse everyone. Dave says, does it mean TDF still does not require an anti-drone system? Well, for the last 2 years, I've been saying that, not 2 years, perhaps for the last 5 years, I've been saying that best defense against drones is that you should have drones. The types of air defense systems which are used against drones are very expensive. Even those have a limited effectiveness, and you need dozens of them. So Tigray cannot afford to buy even a single one. Uh, there is no real defense which Tigray has against drones. Maybe they have bought a few. Maybe they are being held by Eritrea. They will give the fun or two. They don't have real defense against drones. They will have real defense against drones the day they acquire drones. So anti-drones don't work 100%. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Pipilali joined after a long time. I remember this viewer. How are you, Pipilali? Interesting name, Pipilali. Peace and Love says Abi was in Gondar. Yeah, Peace and Love. Ethiopian PM and his wife were in Gondar. They inaugurated the renovation work of Emperor Fasilides Palace. Zanash and Abi were there. Fano was nowhere to be seen. And I think the couple visited both Gondar and Bahirdar. They have released pictures from their Fano groups claim that they can hit any place, they can hit any town in the Amhara region, but today they were nowhere to be seen in Amhara, near Gondar or near Bahirdar. Mikhail says that timing of the strike is different. Well, it could be different. I mean, maybe there is a gap of a few hours, but it was done at night. The strike happened at night. But I don't think anyone shared the information about the actual target, which weapon shipments were targeted. I don't think anyone has spoken about it. I got the exclusive information through people who were part of these operations. Now you will see others report about it. Aman Washe says, how much damage will strike cause? Well, the strike caused the damage. It worked. The weapon shipments were destroyed, and those Tigray military soldiers who were taking the weapon shipments to Tigray, they were killed too. Shiva Tiberi says, yesterday you said TDS moves is not violation of Pretoria. Problem is that you people misquote me sometimes. You have your own views which you want me to acknowledge and endorse. What I am saying is that both parties are violating Pretoria. I shared the entire picture with you a few minutes ago. Do watch this live chat again, and you would know what I said about Pretoria, about Tigray, People Vision Fund, federal government. Likelihood of large scale war. Kura Baccio is asking this question. Yeah, very important question. Could there be full scale war? Is it start of full scale war? Well, as I said, that the ENDF only hit the weapon shipments of ENDF, which had been taken by Tigray military in Afar. ENDF did not hit any retreating Tigray military soldiers. That is why, on the part of ENDF, it's not start of an all-out war. On the part of Tigray military, they did not hit any ENDF soldiers in their attack in Afar yesterday. They did not hit Afar regional forces. They did not hit Afar people. So they also carried out a limited, targeted operation against TPF only. So both parties showed restraint. I don't think that TPLF or federal government have opened full-scale war. TPLF will negotiate with ENDF, Dichasa says. That should happen. Only solution to this conflict is that the two should sit at the table at least. They have been out of touch. EPLF and PP have been out of touch, and that is leading to more tension. Important question from Yakub says, how can Eritrea possibly counter these drone strikes when ENDF clearly holds such a significant air advantage? Well, we don't know about Eritrean drone capabilities. Confirmed drone capabilities. We don't know Eritrean confirmed air defense capabilities. Eritrea is buying lots of weapons these days. So we don't know. But as I said earlier, best defense against drones is to have drones. Eritrea is definitely in possession of drones. Which types of drones, how many, how will they use, all that remains to be seen. Eritrea is not like TPLF, it's not like Fano, it's not like Ola. It's a country. It can buy drones, jets, bombers, everything. Though it can be debated if Eritrea will be able to outsmart and outmaneuver Ethiopian Air Force, which definitely has a formidable advantage over Eritrean Air Force. I did a video 3 days ago, I did a live chat. I told you about a brutal military plan made by the Ethiopian Air Force in case of war against Eritrea. You can watch that live chat, it has all the details. Joseph says, I appreciate your work, but these people will never understand. Even if they did, they can empower themselves and decide the right thing. But no one is going to come to their rescue. These people will have to solve their issues on their own. Pretoria was done by Americans, by foreigners. If these people cannot keep Pretoria intact, they don't deserve to be in power, by the way. They don't deserve to lead the people. They're killing each other and they fail to find solutions to conflicts. Peace and Love says Eritrea has very skilled and battle hardened generals. Yeah, Peace and Love, but we're talking about Air Force. Ethiopia is relying a lot on Air Force. And it has definitely built a strong Air Force because the Air Force was the difference between ENDF and TDF during Tigray war. TDF had no answer. Oh, so Ethiopia wants to use Air Force in a deadly manner against Eritrea if war erupts. Phil thinks that they're all power hungry. Yeah, I agree. No one, neither TPLF, nor Isaias, nor Robbie, none of them is interested in transfer of power to others. TPLF wants to be sole player in Tigray. Isaias PFDJ sole player in Eritrea. PPRB sole player in Ethiopia. They don't want to share power with opposition with others. And that is the root cause of problems, I think. 3HRE, don't write the same comment again and again. I'll have to ban you. Let others write too. Write one comment only once. Don't repeat it, please. Walks are very important. Come on, you know how expensive walks are. I don't think any country in the Horn of Africa can afford to have these planes. Yeah, Beniam, you are very late. I'm going to leave. Decrypt says, hi, Sajid, big fan. Thank you for joining. 3HRA, should I ban you? Don't write same comment again and again, please. Kokabit says you're being selective in responding to comments. I have to be selective. How can I respond to each and every comment and question? And some people actually are not asking questions. They are just expressing their views and they want me to endorse their views. Mikhail says, can TPF will continue in Afar? What will be the response of Afar people? They have withdrawn, I think. They have withdrawn from Afar. I did a video on that. Mikhail says, can TPF will continue in Afar? You were asking about TPF. I thought you were asking about TPL. Well, TPF is there, but we'll see. Is the don't strike by a federal government uh, reassuring for TPF that federal government is behind TPF, or does TPF need more assurance? Let's see. But overall, I think federal government could not protect TPF. Tigray military entered Afar. It attacked TPF bases. TPF fighters fled. Tigray military took control of TPF bases. It took control of TPF weapons. Where was ENDF? Did ENDF support TPF? No. ENDF only conducted a don't strike when Tigray military was taking ENDF weapons from Afar to Tigray. I don't think that TPF will feel encouraged by what happened in the last 48 hours in Afar region. Zacharias, I'm going to leave. University of Bria says, will TPF attack southern Tigray again? Yes, I think that's what they'll keep on doing. They have access to southern Tigray. If they manage to remain intact, they will continue those attacks, I think. 3HRE wants me to produce a footage of the don't strike. Come on, don't be stupid. Who will release the footage? The footage is only recorded by those who conduct the don't strike. Did you see any footage in Amhara? So many strikes have been conducted there in the last 2 years. Did you see any footage there? No one is going to release a footage. Footage is a confirmation that a strike has been conducted, and militaries don't confirm the strikes because though footage could be used against them at some international forums. Legal issues could be there. That is why I don't think that ENDF will release a footage. I haven't seen a footage of any drone strike in Amhara so far in the last 2 years. Does it mean that no strikes were conducted there in Amhara? Eratia Pearl of Red Sea says, have you seen the new interview of Isas with Ere TV? No, I haven't. I haven't. Lilo says, what about Afar people? Will they allow TPF to continue? It's a very important question, by the way. Thousands of Afar, over 2,000, have been displaced in the last 48 hours. Afar's obviously not happy. Uh, and Afar elders, I think they asked ENDF to tell TPF to leave the area. I think that what happened in the last 72 hours or 48 hours is not good for TPF. Will TPF remain intact and strong? Uh, let's see. Uh, was Isas interviewed on Ere TV today? I don't know about it. Did you watch the interview? Ere Tia Pearl of Red Sea? Is it a new interview? Yeah, TPF could be in trouble, I think, in Afar now. Afar people perhaps will protest, and TPF will need more assurance from federal government that federal government will support TPF. TPF on its own cannot stand up to Tigray military. TPF needs ENDF support. Question is, was ENDF support enough for TPF yesterday? No, it wasn't. Because after a few hours or tomorrow, I will share exclusive information with you about the deployment of Tigray military to a very strategic area. Uh, no, Samuel, I'm getting your messages. Uh, YouTube is not blocking your messages. So, in coming hours or in tomorrow's live chat, I'll break the news about the deployment of Tigray military to a very strategic place. Philtic says, why don't government support TPF fully? Yeah, it's a very interesting question, by the way. I think basically ENDF wants TPF and TPLF to fight each other. ENDF wants chaos in Tigray. It does not want. It wants less involvement of ENDF in Tigray. It wants TPF to attack to attack TPLF, Tigray military, while ENDF is only a silent supporter. That won't work, by the way. If you want to know more about the Dawn Strike and you have just joined the live chat or watched the live chat from the start, I shared details of the strike, what happened, what was targeted, why was it launched at night. All that you can know after watching the entire live chat. Thanks for watching. I am leaving now. It was good to be with you. I'll be back tomorrow. Till then, bye bye.